Hello, you're welcome to today's class. I am Educator Oladipupo Joshua. Today, we'll be looking at the BECE question 2025. I'm going to be taking just a few questions. I'm not going to be taking all of the questions. With what I have here, I have the BECE question, the theory, paper 2. We're going to be looking at question 3A, 3B, question 4A and 4B. I'm going to be dictating the question. I'm not going to be writing it on the board, basically. So let's pick the first question here. We have, if 2 is added to the numerator and denominator of a fraction, it becomes 9 over 10. And if 3 is subtracted from the same numerator and denominator, it becomes 4 over 5. Find the fraction, okay? This is the question for BECE. This just concluded BECE. I mean, for those who wrote it, it was a lot for them, I believe, because these questions were very much intentional. Though we have a very simple question here, but they somehow look technical for just few of the questions. And I think more people had issues with the question 3E, a word problem question, but it's very simple. So today, we're going to be treating those questions. So let me pick the first, and then we're going to be interpreting it one by one, okay? So this question 3A is a word problem question, which involves understanding the question before you make any attempt to solve anything there. So let's do that. Now, we're going to be taking it line by line. If 2 is added to the numerator and denominator of a fraction, I want us to pick that part, it becomes 9 over 10. Let me read again. If 2 is added to numerator and denominator of a fraction, it becomes what? 9 over 10. Now, the first thing we're going to look here is you would notice that we were not given the fraction. Now, a fraction is expected to have both numerator and what? Denominator. But in this case, we are not given the numerator, neither were we given what? The denominator. So, and in a case where you are given a particular number under word problem, and the number is not being specified, you are to assume that number to be a particular letter. Okay? In this case, we are going to be making our numerator what? X, and our denominator to be what? Y, since we don't know it. So you can say, let what? Numerator equals what? X, and say let what? Denominator equals what? Y. All right, are we together? Now the next thing is, don't forget it is a fraction. So they said if 2 is added to the numerator and what? Denominator of a fraction. That means if we add 2 to the numerator, but in the first place, let's assume we have x over what? Y. Now they now said if we add 2 to both what? Numerator and denominator, though they didn't use the word both, but in this case, they said 2 is added to the numerator and denominator of a fraction. Now what you're going to do in that case is you are to add what? 2 to both the numerator and the denominator. So here you're going to have what? Plus 2. Here you're also going to have what? Plus 2. Equals, they said it becomes what? It becomes, meaning what? Equals to 9 over 10. Okay. 9 over 10. Now you would notice that we have 2 segments of this question. So you are going to break it down into 2. You can assume this to be what? Equation 1, for example. Just take it that way. Let's interpret. Then the next part of the question says, and if 3 is subtracted from the same what? Numerator and what? Denominator. That means, in this case, if we subtract 3 from the same numerator and denominator, which is still what? X over y. That means x minus what? 3 over what? Y minus 3 equals, that is, it becomes what? That is equals what? It becomes 4 over 5. 4 over 5. Then you see what? Equation what? 2. Do we get it now? All right, so let's solve. So how do we do this? This is equation 1, equation 2. Now you should know that at the end of the day, this word problem is going to definitely give you what? A simultaneous what? Equation. But let's break this down to make it more simple and make it look like a simultaneous equation. So how do we do this? Let's take equation 1 first. Let's convert directly. How do you do this? So you are to what? Cross multiply. In this case, anytime you have this, something looking like this in mathematics, this is a fraction equals to a fraction, you have to what? Cross multiply. So let's multiply x plus 2 by 10 and multiply y plus 2 by what? 9. So let's do this. We're going to have 10, open bracket, since this is what? We are trying to use 10 to multiply these two numbers here. X plus 2, then equals 9 will multiply y plus 2 to give you what? 9, open bracket what? Y plus 2. Okay, let's solve this and see what it's going to give us. 10 times x gives us 10x. 10 times 2, 20. 9 times y, 9y. 9 times 2, that is what? 18. Then from here, we are to what? Collect what? Like terms. So if you collect like terms, you're going to have 10x. Bring 9y backward to meet what? 10x. So you're going to have minus what? 9y. Equals, now take the number here, which is plus 20. Let it cross over to the other side. But before then, write the number on the other side, which is what? 18. So then 20 will cross over to the other side, in which the sign will what? Change. Don't forget, anytime your number is moving to the other side of the equation, your sign will definitely do what? Change. So you're going to have what? Minus what? Minus what? 20. Are we together now? Then finally, we're going to have 10x minus 9y equals what? 18 minus 20. If you remove 20 from 18, you are going to be left with what? A negative value, which is minus what? 2. You name this equation what? 1. Okay. Now let's move to equation 2, which is here. We are going to repeat the same step, cross multiplying. 5 we multiply x minus 3, and 4 we multiply what? Y minus 3. Let's do that. So we're going to have what? Let's start with this times this. So we're going to have 5, open brackets what? X minus 3, close brackets what? Equals 4, open brackets what now? Y minus what? 3. Okay. What is the next thing to do? Let's expand. 5 times x gives us what? 5x. 5 times 3 gives us what? 15. Or 5 times minus 3 is going to give us minus 15 rather. 4 times y gives us what? 4y. 4 times minus 3 is going to give us what? Minus what? 12. Okay, what do we do next? Collect like terms. Okay, are we getting this at all? All right, so what's the next thing to do? We have to what? Collect like terms. Bring y to meet x here. You're going to have 5x. Don't forget, your 4y has a positive value. Yeah, crossing over to the other side, you're going to have what? Negative minus, that's going to be what? Minus 4y equals, then you write what you have left on the other side, which is minus 12. Then minus 15 is to cross over to the other side to meet minus 12. Don't forget, the sign will change to what? Plus what? 15, okay? So we're going to have what's here? 5x minus what? 4y equals minus 12 plus 15. That is going to give us what? Okay, you can just say 15 minus 12. Do you agree with me? We can rearrange what? Minus 12 plus 15 to also be the same thing as what? Plus 15 minus 12, or rather you say 15 minus 12. And that is going to give us what? 3. You see this is your what? Equation what? 2. Having gotten equation 1 and our equation 2, we know that this is what? Is simultaneous equation. Let's bring them together, then we'll solve them simultaneously, okay? So, write out equation 1 first. 10x minus 9y equals what? Minus 2. Equation 1. Then the second equation, 5x minus 4y equals what? 3. Equation what? 2. So, there are about 3 methods to solving what? Simultaneous equation. We have the what? Elimination method, we have the substitution method, and we have the what? Graphical method. But I would advise, in this case, you are to use your what? You are to use your elimination method. It makes it very much easier for you. Don't use substitution method in this case. It prolongs the work. But whichever way, if you are okay with using substitution method, it's fine. But in this case, I'm going to be using what? Elimination method. All right? So to eliminate, it is going to be very easy for me to eliminate what? X. Why? Here is 10x. Here is what? 5x. All I have to do to eliminate x here is what? I am to multiply equation 1 by what? 1. And then equation 2 by what? By 2. The reason for doing this is to make the coefficients of x and x here and the coefficient of x here equal, so that I can easily what? Eliminate what? My x by what? Subtracting. What is the essence of elimination method? The essence of elimination method is that you have to solve in a way that a particular letter is going to be what? Removed, just like the word eliminate implies. Okay, so by the time we solve this, we're going to have, let's multiply equation 1 by 1, like we said. We're going to have what? 10x minus 9y equals what? Minus 2. So it still remains the same. But in this case, let's label it what? Equation what? 3. And for this, we are multiplying equation 2 by what? 2. 2 times 5x is going to give us 10x. 2 times minus 4y, that's minus 8y. 2 times 3 is going to give us what? 6. Then equation what? 4. Are we together? Now you would realize that we have the same coefficients for the value of what? X here. So that means this is very much easier for us to eliminate. So we are going to do this minus. We have to subtract in this case to eliminate what? Our x. But provided in case you have something different, sometimes it might not all the time be what? Minus. For example, if what we have here initially is what? A negative 10. For example, we have minus 10x minus 8y equals 6. If we want to eliminate our x in this case, that means we have to what? Add this equation. But since we don't have a negative, we have to just what? Subtract directly. So 10x minus 10x is what? 0. That is out. Then we have minus 9y minus 8y. This is where many of us get it wrong. In this case, don't just solve directly. Our advice, you can do it somewhere. Probably you just do minus 9y, then followed by minus, then the next letter, which has what? A negative, put it inside the brackets, minus 8y. So you're going to have minus 9y, minus times minus gives us what? Plus. You're going to have plus what? 8y. This makes it very easy. So minus 9y plus 8y definitely is going to give us what? It's going to give us minus y equals, so minus 2 minus 6. What is that going to give us? That is going to give us what? Minus what? 8. Negative cancels negative. Then we're going to have y equals what? 8. Good. We've gotten 8. Haven't gotten our y. Then we are to what? Put, to get our x, or you say to get x, put y into equation. What equation should we use? We can use any of the equation, either 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. But let's say, looking at this, we can pick equation 2. Equation 2 looks very much what? Smaller. Looking at the values. So our advice that you always deal with what? Smaller values. So in this case, let's use equation 2. So then, how are we going to do it? That means we are going to put what? The value of y. Anywhere we see y in this equation 2 here, we have to put what? 8. So let's follow what we have. Let's write out that equation. We have 5x minus 4y equals what? 3. So this is what? Your equation 2. So then let's put in the value of y, which is 8, into this equation. We're going to have 5x minus 4, open brackets what? 8, close brackets, equals what? 3. Okay, what else? We're going to have 5x minus 4 times 8. What is that going to give us? That's going to give us what? 32. 32 equals what? 3. Then what do we do next from this point? We are to what? We are to solve this by doing what? Collect like terms. Collect like terms. Okay? So if you collect the like terms, we're going to have what? 5x minus, okay? Let's take minus 32 to the other side. What are we going to have? 5x equals what? Okay? 3 plus, in this case now, what are we going to have? Minus what? Plus 32. This minus 32 is going to cross over to the other side to make 3. To give us this. So we're going to have 5x equals 32 plus this is going to give us what? 35. Then we have to divide both sides by what? By the coefficient of x, which is what? 5. This cancels this. 5 here 1, 5 here what? 7. X equals 7. So then we can conclude that what? So therefore, x equals 7 and what? Y equals 8. Then we can write thus the fraction is, don't forget, the fraction is not just getting the value of x and y. The fraction initially, okay, although we didn't state that, the fraction is assumed to be what? X over what? Y. So since the fraction initially is what? X over y, just like we have our numerator x and our denominator what? Y. Then we'll say, using that, the fraction is what? X, which is 7, over what? 8, which is what? Y. And that is the final answer for that particular question. Okay? So, we're going to be taking some other questions as well. Let me take a question. I would love to rub this off. Since you have it, you can always go back to them and watch it all over again. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, don't forget to share. Okay, quickly, I'm going to be taking the second question. So this is question 3A. We are moving down to question 3B. So sorry. Question 3A. Okay, so for question 3B, we have write 1011.101 base 2 as base 10. So we have to convert that binary number to what? Base 10. So we have 3B, that is going to be what? 1011.101 base 2. Okay, so we have to convert this to what? Base 10. How do we do this? This is a whole number and this is what? A decimal. Let's deal with what? The whole number. So assume we don't have this and we only have this whole number in base what? 2. What are we going to do? We have to what? Put a power of 0, 1, 2, 3. In the case where you have decimal, let's do with it. The first number is going to have what? Minus 1. Not what? 1. And not what? 0. It is going to have minus 1 followed by what? Minus 2 followed by what? Minus 3. So take note of this. In a case where you are converting, I know many of us, some of us didn't come across this. Sometimes maybe during the course of the curriculum, we just want to make it faster and then, so we skip some parts of this even in our school. So peradventure you miss that. Anytime you have a binary number after a decimal and you want to convert it to what? Your denary, which is base 10. You have to add what? The power of what? Minus 1 to the first number after the decimal. Okay, so in this case, let's start with this. Let's take it this way. So we're going to have 1 times the power, 1 times the base, rather, which is what? 2 raised to the what? Power, which is what? 3. So the next is going to be 0 times 2 raised to power what? 2. Plus 1 times 2 raised to power 1. Plus 1 times 2 raised to power 0. Plus, this is going to be what? 1 times 2. Okay? Now, I want us to notice something here. This is 1 times what? 2 raised to power what? Minus 1. Okay, we are still going to come to that. Then, followed by what? Plus 0 times 2 raised to power what? Minus 2 plus what? 1 times 2 raised to the power what? Minus 3. Okay. Now, the next thing we're going to do is, let's simplify these powers here. So we're going to have what? 1 times 2 raised to the power 3 is going to give us what? 2 times 2 times 2. Don't make the mistake of doing 2 times 3, 6. That is what many do. So you have to do 2 times 2, 4, 4 times 2, 8. So plus 0 times 2 times 2 is what? 4. Plus 1 times what? 2 raised to the power 1 is 2. Plus 1 times 2 raised to the power 0. Anything raised to the power 0 is what? Is 1. Plus 1 times, this is what? An indical what? Expression. So you have to convert 2 raised to the power minus 1 back to what? 1 over the base, then the power. 1 over 2 raised to the power 1. Take notes. You can always do your study on that. Plus 0 times 1 over 2 raised to the power 2. Plus 1 times 1 over 2 raised to the power 3. Okay. Moving on, 8 times 1, 8. Plus 0 times 4, 0. Plus 1 times 2, 2. Plus 1 times 1, 1. Plus 1, okay. Let's take it one step at a time. 1 over 2 raised to the power 1, 2. Plus 0 times 1 over 2 raised to the power 2, 4. Plus 1 times 1 over 2 raised to the power 3 is going to give us what? 8. Alright, let's simplify further. We're going to have 8 plus 0 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1 times 1 over 2 is going to give us 1 over 2 plus 0 times 1 over 4 is going to give us 0 plus 1 times 1 over 8 is going to give us what? 1 over 8. So let's ignore all the zeros. 8 plus 2 gives us 10 plus 1 gives us what? 11. 11 plus 1 over 2, ignore 0, plus what? 1 over 8. You can solve this in 2 ways. It's either you take this 11, since it's standing alone as a whole number, 11 points, whatever 1 over 2 plus 1 over 8 gives you, then you add it to what? To the whole number. But whichever way, let's follow the normal rudiments what you will basically understand. So let's take the LCM of this. The LCM in this case is going to give you what? 8. 1 in 8 is 8. 8 times 11 is what? 88. Plus 2 in 8 is 4. 4 times 1, that is what? 4. Plus 8 in 8 is what? 1. 1 times 1 is what? 1. Equals, so 88 plus 4. That is going to give us what? 92. Plus 1, that's going to give us what? 93 over what? 8. And then, having solving this, 98 divided by 3, by 8 rather, is going to give us what? 11, which is 88. 11. What do you have to add to what? To 88 to give you what? To give you 93. What do we have to add? So we're going to add what? 5. 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93. So 5 over what? 8. So you have 11 whole number, 5 over 8. But peradventure, you have to leave it as decimal. Then you can solve this, and then you are going to have what? 11 points. So, you know the way we do this? Your long division method, you can use it. And if you want to do it direct, 8 can go in 5. Definitely, you have to what? Put what? Equals to what? 0 points. You add 0 to it. 8 in 50, that's going to be what? That's going to be 6. Remainder what? Remainder 2. 8 in 20, you're going to have what? 2. 8 in 20, that's going to be 2. Remainder what? 4. Okay, add 0 to 4. 8 in 40, that is going to give you what? 5. So final answer is going to be what? 11.625. Okay, I hope you got that right. Okay. All right. Then we are going to move to, okay. I think I'm going to be treating this in the next video, basically. I want to wrap up here so I don't have to bother you too much for this. So in the next video, I'm sure it's going to be a very close interval just to break it down and make it very much easy for me not to overwhelm you. So in the next video, we're going to be looking at question 4A and question 4B. Question 4A and question 4B, we have question 4A is on probability, and question 4B is change of subject or formula. All right, I hope this video has been able to help you one way or the other. So by now, you should know what you're expecting. If you fail this in the exam, you should know by now, and if you got it right, you should know by now. If you need any help, please don't forget to drop it in the comment section. Don't forget to like, subscribe to my channel, invite your friends, send this to as much as possible persons you know, and this is going to be helpful for you. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day ahead. God bless you.